All right, hey guys, this is JJ and Dave from Crypto Grinders, and today we have Alex from BitRewards. All right, Alex, give a shout out to our followers here on YouTube.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Alex Egorov. I'm from BitRewards. Hey Andy, thanks very much for inviting me. Thank you very much, guys, for having me. I'm just thrilled and privileged to have this session with you.
All right, and I heard Alex has been very busy, right, traveling for conferences so far. Yeah.
Yeah. I've just flown in from Hong Kong to back to Seoul. Actually, I spent very active 24 hours in Hong Kong, like with the investors lunch and then the cocktail reception with quite a few people. So it was pretty interesting. And it's actually from the business development standpoint, and also like we pitched our project, and we're supporting our ICO, which now is going. So yeah.
All right. So, Alex, can you just tell us a little bit more about BitRewards and, the parent company, Gifty, right? Gifted. Yeah.
Yeah, Gifted. Yeah, absolutely. Like BitRewards is actually rewards and loyalty system for the online stores, for the retailers. And well, just to put you into the context here. So like everybody knows what the rewards and loyalty systems are. Everybody knows what the like participates in some rewards and loyalty programs. Like actually, statistically speaking, everybody's from 8 to is participants from somewhere from 8 to 15 different loyalty programs. And also, it's actually remarkable that only the people are active in only half of the rewards programs that they are a member of. And everybody's receiving the frequent flyer miles from different airlines and cashbacks from the banks when they're paying with the bank cards. And almost in every location, there are quite a few of different famous loyalty programs in that country. BitRewards is actually a system that online stores install on the top of their websites, and that in turn allows these merchants, these online stores, to reward their users for their purchases and for the purchases of their friends with cryptocurrency. So we're saying that we're allowing for mining of cryptocurrency through purchases, but what's remarkable is that not only the purchases can be remunerated, but also a lot of other configurable actions that are valuable for the merchants, that are good for the merchants. And merchants can decide. It can be some shares and likes and other social actions like steamed posts or tweets. It can be the product reviews or video reviews or website feedbacks. Like it can be the giveaways or like some airdrops of the coupons or like giveaways of the promo codes at some trade shows or conferences. So everything that is valuable for the merchant can be remunerated now with cryptocurrency or with the points, the internal points of this merchant. So you might think of it, and actually, like most likely your audience also understands what ICOs are, and actually one of the most efficient, if correctly done, tool for promotion of the ICOs is the bounty campaign, right? So just you might want to think of it as a bounty campaign that we're bringing into the real life, to the real life merchants, to the ordinary people. Like so that they can promote their stores better. So that's pretty much it.
Right. All right. So there's a lot of big jargons here and there, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask you some questions, just to like kind of stream it down a little so people could understand. Yeah. Okay. So I think let's start with the basics first. What are the requirements to become a BitRewards operator? And so can any merchant just join, become a BitRewards operator, or is there a selection criteria? And I was just wondering, which country are we referring to basically in here for BitRewards?
Yeah. So well, BitRewards is a global product, so it's designed actually for all the people, because with it, all the ordinary shoppers, they can receive now the cryptocurrency for their shopping and for their valuable actions. And they're getting, for these purchases, they're getting something really valuable. They're getting this ERC20 tokens that they can withdraw to their crypto wallets and exchange it for Bitcoin or Ether, or they can redeem it in this store or in any other store that accepts actually ERC20 tokens.
Yep.
So pretty much this is of course, this is meant to be the global system. And BitRewards operator is the facilitating institution, is the facilitating body of BitRewards that is dealing with the merchants on their territories if needed.
Right.
So it's not the merchants actually per se, it's rather that the organization that is communicating with the merchants, and that resolves all the questions like regulatory, legislation, taxes, and so on.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this is a global concept, right? So anyone can be an operator under BitRewards. Am I right? So you mentioned it.
Yeah, so rather we are setting up these operators of BitRewards in the legal entities where it's needed to facilitate the BitRewards expansion. Because we're interested, of course, in the massive adoption of BitRewards, because the model works for us so that we are selling now our tools. So these are the tools for the merchants, right? And the merchants are buying out. But with the implementation of the cryptocurrency, we can flip this model so that the merchants, they don't pay now. So we can provide our software to the merchants virtually free of charge. And this is a very big problem, particularly for the small and medium-sized retail businesses, because they're quite price sensitive, you know. And here we're providing to them something really valuable, some cutting-edge software and all the tools that we've been creating for 5 years now, free of charge. Because we can, the only thing that they will need to pay for are the tokens with which they reward their users for these configurable actions, right? And we are interested in the proliferation of the system and in the massive sign up of these users. And by eliminating the payment from the merchant, we're actually expanding our target audience by an order of magnitude. So this provides actually the demand on our tokens, and the demand is our ultimate goal, the expansion of this demand.
Right. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about cryptocurrencies and the token itself, right? Okay. My team has came out with certain questions, and we were just thinking, hey, so we understand that cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, right? And you also kind of mentioned that Bit token, right, will kind of fluctuate as the market fluctuates as well. So if let's just say the price of Bit token were to go up, all right, and so what can the customers then do to use that tokens for? I mean, would they be able to buy more products? Would they be able to exchange it to fiat? Or, how would that affect the merchants as well if the Bit tokens prices go up? Yeah, so there's actually two parts.
Yeah,
right? Right.
Perfect question. It's a very clever question because there are very few people who are asking it actually, but this is a very interesting, this very interesting system, because like what we allow for the customers to do is to acquire these Bit tokens instead of the points and miles and other like the store credits that all tend to expire. They actually have the common property. They expire. And like statistics say that there are more than $50 billion worth of different points, miles, and bonuses that are issued on the annual basis, and more than half of them expires worthless. And we're giving to the customers something tangible, some real liquid asset that tends to go up in price, and it tends to go up in price because of our business model, because we are signing up the merchants that are buying our tokens, right? So they create a demand, and the demand always goes first. It always comes ahead of the supply. The supply goes back from the customers that receive these tokens from these merchants. But it's actually like ascending loop, and always the first one always goes the merchant. So the merchants always go first, and they're buying these tokens from us. So that's why this balance of the supply and demand is always in favor of the demand. So that's why it's intrinsically built into our business model. So if the tokens go up, then you're right that the users actually now they're having something more available than they had before. But at the same time, we're selling to the merchants, like to the larger group of merchants, we're at the same time selling the tokens at that price, at that market price. So that's why, and the supply that goes from the customers, it's still it's below the demand that comes from these merchants.
Right. So
do you see what I mean? So is it like clear enough
Yeah.
or
So
not?
so okay, let me clarify. Let me summarize that. So what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying is that
completely.
the supply and demand is kind of controlled by both. The supply is controlled by the merchant in that sense, and the demand is then controlled by the retailers or the buyers per se, the people that come shopping with it. Am I right to say that? Or
Yeah. So yeah, what I mean is that we're having the expanding demand because of the merchants that we're signing up constantly.
yeah.
And so in every particular, like let's take just like some particular dates in the future, right? In this particular date, we have the demand from the merchants will be larger than the supply from all the customers. So that's why. So it's always it's balanced.
Right.
So that's why we don't really care about the like about the so we're interested in the growth of the value of the token. We're not like scared of it.
All right. Okay. So, if let's just say the whole entire BitRewards idea were to expand largely, right, and there's a lot of transaction that's gonna start, right? So, how would the store owner exchange into fiat then? Like, we need to operate. There's operational costs, right, for main retail businesses. So, how do I cash it out? Is there a way on the BitRewards platform that could do that, or do I have to find my own way? I'm just wondering from the merchant point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great question. So it's actually the BitRewards merchants. So what we're thinking is that if they're using on the regular basis, if they're using our tokens, they won't need to sell it, so they will have some stock of it. But in every point of time, they can either like use the crypto exchange, or they can use the liquidity smart contract, so they can operate through our system that allows for the liquidity of the tokens. But we're thinking that in the end of the day, we will be recommending the amounts, or the merchants will themselves understand that if they're holding these tokens and if they are operating and transacting with them, with their customers, then it actually if all done like as we planned, then they will go up in price. And for the merchants, it's not going to be in their interest, just like most likely to the opposite. It will be against them to try to sell these tokens. And so hopefully they will buy it for the expansion of their business and hold them because like they should grow. So like getting back to your previous question, that this is the cryptocurrency, and obviously it's tied up to the market performance, right? But we're thinking that it's too early, so that's why like all the cryptocurrencies, they're like now perceived as a single asset class. But actually, probably in some point when the market is more mature, there's going to be the decoupling of that. And the cryptocurrencies will be dependent on the business that is like that's under the hood, right? So that's what we're thinking is going to happen to us, because if our business model suggests that the demand is always higher than the supply, then it will just gradually grow with the business. It will be definitely like impacted by the market conditions, but much less. Yeah, so it's still too early to the adoption of the cryptocurrency, so that's why they're behaving like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the team has a question mainly, which is, what if none of the merchants know how to transact cryptocurrencies? It's a very, very new idea, like you mentioned, right? It's like a new internet kind of thing. So what if the merchants doesn't even know how to sell it? There would be a need for a back-end service, or BitRewards for them to cash out, right? In that sense. So, so when you mentioned there's some kind of incentive, right, for the merchants to hold the tokens, is there any kind of incentive for them, or it's more like the capital appreciation of the token wise? Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing is that we're opening up our platform to everyone, and so we provide the API so that any developer or any like service provider or any merchant for that matter, that they can create their own blockchain loyalty apps on the top of our platform, and we are watching that as well. And we're seeing what demand comes from where.
Right.
So, and it's in our direct interest to stimulate this demand. So that's why BitRewards Foundation will be actually remunerating the merchants or the service providers or the operators that are conducive to the proliferation of the token and to the demand on the token.
Right. So is there any plan for token buyback or burning for the ICO, or be it for BitRewards? You want to kind of maintain a certain price, or will there be any buybacks? Yeah.
Yeah, we're considering it as a tool,
Mm-hmm.
but for now, I can say there are no direct plans. Of course, we will be looking how the market reacts,
Right.
and it's a possibility. But we didn't plan for it now because if we're doing the good job with the signing up of the merchants,
Mm-hmm.
then probably it will grow organically, and the demand is going to be enough, so we don't need to burn them. Like to the contrary, so they will grow so that we will probably like need even like to make some splits of the bit tokens on some fractions of it.
Right.
Because we already know. So like you mentioned that the merchants are usually they're not that tech savvy, but we're seeing quite a good demand. It's already like we have the waiting list of more than 150 merchants or something like that.
Wow.
Currently. That want to test BitRewards because they know, so they want to use this hype, to promote their business, their stores, and so quite a few of them are still they're watching how it goes, and probably it's going to grow. But like we originally, when we planned it, when we designed the system, we were designing it for the ordinary merchants that are not tech savvy at all, that know the business only, and that don't know what the cryptocurrency is. And but now we're quite excited and quite surprised that there's quite a few of them that know what it is, and like without any like direct advertising for them, they want to use it.
Right. Okay. So I have this question from one of my team mates. So he actually mentioned bit. If let's say I have a bit balance, right? Let's say this is a customer point of view. Now, after a year of spending on different products and services, and I've got some bit balance myself, right? And it's Christmas. I want to kind of like draw it out in terms of cash. What are the ways that I can do it as a customer? Just wondering, like, what are some of the ways that you are planning to?
Yeah. So you can withdraw to your crypto wallet, to any Ethereum compatible wallet, and exchange it into the at the exchange, into whatever the exchange allows into.
Right.
And you can also use it. You can redeem it at the stores that are inside of the BitRewards ecosystem, or in any other store that accepts the cryptocurrencies. And we're thinking that it's going to proliferate, so there's going to be more and more of such services going forward. So as well, we're planning to connect somebody, like maybe in some point, we're considering to connect the debit card to the crypto wallets that has the balance of BitRewards tokens, of bit tokens. And there are quite a few of different projects that are doing that, and they're doing a pretty good job. So we're considering either the guys that are called Spectra Coin, or there's also Coinbank, and there's quite a few others that are solving this problem. So it's not a simple problem, I think, because there's banking regulations, and there's kind of the Visa and MasterCard. They're also kind of there are some kind of definitely of the of the rules and of the practices of these guys. So they will need to solve a lot of problems, I think.
Definitely. I mean, I've been in a space for cryptocurrencies since 2016. So I've seen a few projects, trying to create a credit card idea, the debit card idea, but it just doesn't seem to go through. It could just be the banking regulations, honestly, and certain companies. But okay, we will get there someday.
No, but with the banks. Yeah, but actually, like the banks, you're hearing it every other day that the banks are joining this R3 consortium, and they're becoming more and more interested in what's going on there, and most likely they will just harness it at some point. So it's now it's done by the startups, and I think that they're doing a great job, because they are the ones who are going to be acquired by the banks if they've done it right.
Yes, that's right. In fact, we were just having. We were having this discussion just now at lunch. We were saying, it will reach to the point where just merger and acquisition. The banks will just buy in projects instead later on.
When it comes completely. You need to make something useful. And that's a great exit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So we have covered, okay, so we have covered the merchant point of view. We've covered in terms of the customer point of view. Let's talk a little bit about the parent company, right? Gifty, right? Who has been around for the last 5 years, you mentioned? Yeah.
Yeah. It was founded in 2012. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how has, Gifty's tech and infrastructure or network, how is it going to help and boost BitRewards? I mean, I understand you are giving a free, free kind of software to the merchants to help them out to optimize. So what are the advantages that Gifty has, to kind of help BitRewards here? Yeah.
It's yeah. So it's already it's the preset. It's already the completed set of tools and different scenarios that are very helpful, like the scenarios and the tools. But it's very hard to do. So for them, like trying to design their own loyalty programs and trying to create their own loyalty programs is a very hard job. It takes a lot of time and effort and money, obviously. So because they need to they need to train their personnel, they need to educate their customers about the loyalty program, they need to integrate the new loyalty program into their IT system. So it's usually it's a very big and cumbersome business process that is new for the merchants, because they're like sitting and thinking like, okay, my neighbor merchant, my competitor, set up a loyalty program, and it works well. So yeah, I might want to do the same, but it's like it's pain in the back for them. And so that's why more than 50% of all the loyalty programs shut down within the first year after their opening. They just don't pay themselves off, and they don't need to do that because it's a really complicated process. And that's what we're helping with, because we've got the already preset number of tools that are useful. So it's the upselling tool, which allows like to offer some discounts or some other, like some perks or free gift cards for the increase of the amount of the order. Then it's the referral tool, which is really super useful. So everybody should have it of the merchants, and they regularly don't. It's a like multi-level referral program that they can install, and like it's installing in a matter of like minutes or hours. Then it's the reviews of the users on their websites, which is also useful. You know how the people like to read about the opinion and the reactions of the other people on the products. And also very few small and medium-sized businesses have it on their websites. So this is already like, it's also like the big portion of that is the digital gift cards, which is also a very useful tool, which should be present on pretty much every website, and it doesn't. So that's how. So we already have the number of scenarios and number of tools that are very useful for the merchants.
Right. Okay. So, so is there any working app or website so far for both the merchants and the customer, or it's still on the roadmap, or it's still building as of now?
No, completely. Yeah, it's the working business. Yeah. Right. So we've been in the business for more than 5 years. We have more than 500 customers, the online stores, and we have millions of users who are like using our products. Yeah, so it's the working business, and we're always like having the feedbacks from the merchants what they would want to build. We're always also expanding this set of tools,
right?
And we're building them, and we plan to also to reward with bit tokens those who help us in building those tools. So that's why we're opening the platform to everyone.
So it's much like a referral program, right? You mentioned in that sense.
Referral program is one of the referral program is actually it's one of the things that is very useful and very valuable, and that's what the merchants usually don't have.
Right.
I can actually I don't know if it's a format like of
you could
this show.
Share screen if you like to. Yeah.
Yeah, I can share the screen.
Yeah. As long as it's not something confidential, or you get hacked. Yeah, it's fine.
No.
Yeah, you can share it. There's a share screen button.
Completely.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. Yeah, it's to the contrary. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Yeah, let me just open it up.
Sure.
And show it to you real quick.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So it's at the BitRewards website. Already we have the live demo of the product, because it's already like what we're now doing is we're implementing this feature of the payment in the cryptocurrency into this like fully functional loyalty program. And this is the feature. Right. Yeah, let me just
click on a share
demo
screen.
the screen real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, on the screen.
Yeah, awesome. So here we're seeing the like also like the this is the website for our live ICO. So here you can like read everything about it, and here that's the demo of the working product. So that's pretty much how what the customers are going to see on the website of the merchant. Yeah, let it load. I don't think that the internet connection here is very
no worries.
good.
I understand.
Yeah.
So this is the interface that a user will be looking at, right? Like
yes. So yeah. So that's pretty much the website of the merchant.
Right.
What you're going to see, what the user is going to see is some offer of some amount of bit tokens only for signing up into the loyalty program. And like for instance, like get 100 bit tokens if you sign up into the loyalty program today. It doesn't load for some reason. Hold on just a sec.
No worries.
Yeah. Do you hear me, Andy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just think that the internet connection here is quite slow, I think.
No worries. Maybe you could load it first and then you could show it to us later. How does that sound? So we can go on. We can go on the questions first. And we can always come back. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me show you here. So here how it works. Do you see now the screen?
Not yet. Is it loaded? Finish?
I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, let me check it real quick.
No worries. Yeah, I could try to.
Yeah, now it works.
All right.
Quite quickly. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, whatever. So that's what the so that's actually what the customer is going to see at the merchant website. They're going to see some attraction, right? You've received 100 bits tokens for your visit already. Go and grab it, right? And you can like literally you can log in and create your crypto wallet in a matter of couple clicks on the social networks like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and we will connect to like all the others, like all that are existing in on that location, right? And like or you can use like some like any email and like very simple like password registration.
Right.
Yeah. It's already.
Yeah, it must be 6 character. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, let me do something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, just like I might want to go inside of the loyalty program just to show it to you.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, because. Yeah, so we've logged in a couple of clicks, and that's literally what happened now is for this customer, they are now having 100 bit tokens, the real cryptocurrency, in their wallet. And this is the wallet that was created for them. And this is actually a very remarkable thing, because we're attracting a lot of new people into the cryptocurrency world, because we're creating for these regular shoppers, 99% of them don't have the crypto wallets, right?
Yep.
And we're creating for them the crypto wallets automatically, and we're like initiating this thought that they can receive cryptocurrency,
Right.
and they can receive it like pretty easily, and so that they can use it. So that's why we're creating by that the new demand, and we've created the like crypto wallets for them and credited it with a small amount of cryptocurrency automatically. And here they can see how they can earn the bit tokens. It's like 10 bit tokens for every dollar spent on your purchases, or 5 bit tokens, or whatever the amount is configurable, right, for every particular merchant.
Right.
It's the dollar, like for every dollar spent by the friends, like likes on Facebook or shares on Facebook, and all of the tools are here already connected to Facebook.
Right.
And like registration completed now. You can activate the loyalty card if the merchant had them. Enter the promo code if you received it somewhere on the email blast or somewhere at the like trade shows or something. And it can go on and on and on. So it's actually for every merchant can build their loyalty campaign and can choose what remuneration for what actions they would want to implement.
Right.
And so here's the referral page. You have your referral link here, which you can like send out to your friends using messengers or using already preset tools here like email or share on Facebook. And also you can like actually earn off of your users of your friends' purchases.
Right.
And here's like you can see how you can spend the bits, the tokens, and it's also can be specific. It's also configurable for every merchant. And withdrawing a bit is also like it's very easy. You can withdraw 100 bit tokens and like putting here your Ethereum address and done. So that's pretty much it. So it's a very slick and simple design, and so that's what we think also our mission is that like to give the simplicity to somewhere where the people like simplicity and appreciate it.
Yeah, I do appreciate
because like frankly now in currencies
yeah, I do appreciate
yeah, thanks, bro. So yeah. No, it's like in comparison to what now is occurring in the cryptocurrencies world, it's like we feel that we got a lot of work to do, and we can probably pull it off, because like even the best apps in the cryptocurrencies, they're so complex that you don't want to show it to your grandmother, you know.
Yeah, so, they probably won't get it.
That's right. Yeah, the user interface and the user experiences, leave very much to be desired.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how the loyalty tools work. And let me show you real quick also what we're having on the tools side. What other tools can be facilitating to this loyalty program?
Sure.
I will just I will just switch another screen on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it works. So it's these are the gifted tools that we're recommending to set for pretty much every merchant. And it's the MaxiCard is the upselling tool, which which shows some like small window in Funny Robot. Like he can be changed for something more brand specific of $7.47 for the purchase over 99. So if you put, for instance, some shirt into your cart for like which costs like $49, it would try to upsell you, which is a pretty standard practice in the offline business, right? But in the online stores, it's quite useful. It's like it's a very simple concept, but like building these tools is really like doesn't make any sense for the merchants.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's a referral tool, which also which like shows up like a pop-up window, or it can be a ribbon on the screen, or it can be something else, like in some link at the website, which also like suggests that you make the post on your Facebook, and like in one click, you see this this window that loads up, and it's actually got here already preset design for this particular merchant and for their post on the Facebook, right? And so this visuals and all the text, they're all adjustable. And this one says that get your personal $5 discount for this like this particular brand, and only 3 discounts left. So what's amazing that in every link like that you're posting, you can insert the given number of the working discounts. See what I mean? So that there could be 3, there could be 30, but they can be limited. And let me show you real quick how it works. So now I've done this post on my Facebook. And here, this customer, he received his their discount right here on in this website. And I've done the post right on my Facebook page, and it's done in 2 clicks. There we go. Here it is. Yeah. So, and this one will redirect at the website of that merchant.
And they could join from here, right?
Right, completely. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a set of these tools that are very useful for the merchants. And yeah, let me show you real quick the other ones. So it's like the motivational tool also incentivizes the buying out of this cart, of this current order. And we also have the like receipt of the free gift card for connecting to the Facebook or to some other social networks pages. We have the like online survey, which is the like product reviews or website review tool. And after the collection of these reviews, they're also published at the website of the merchant. Like it goes something like that. And this one tool alone is like super powerful. And sometimes it alone raises the conversion rate of the merchants like by dozens of percentage points.
Right.
And then we've got the like full stack of digital gift cards tools that works like that, so that the user can like pick how the face of the gift card is going to look, pick the amounts, and choose who pays. Like he pays it himself alone, or he would want to crowdfund this gift card and chip in with their friends.
Right.
And how to deliver it by email, SMS, print out, or by social networks. And that's pretty much how it goes. And their friend will receive something like that, like in some kind of a like beautiful design, the gift card. Yeah, so I won't bother you like going through all the tools like here.
No worries. All right. Okay, so that is the main business for under GIF, right? Under Gifty, sorry. Yeah. We offer to the merchants and to optimize their pages, right? I mean, in general.
Yeah.
Right. So looks good. All right. So okay, so let's talk a little bit about, let's go back to BitRewards, right? So let's talk a little bit about competition here. So we have actually came across a few other projects. To be honest, they're also doing the customer loyalty program space and also linking it with cryptocurrencies. And there was also another particular project that I interviewed, which is called the Momentum Mobile Bridge. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think it's based off in London, in UK. So what do you think, is the major unique selling point of BitRewards against the rest of the competitors that are also dealing in the customer loyalty space for cryptocurrencies? What do you think would be the standing out factor? What do you?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, completely. Yeah, because we're looking, of course, at what everybody else is doing in this space, and what we're thinking is that nobody's got the compelling product in our target market, the e-commerce business. Like 95% of all the ICOs, they don't have any product. And we have the working product, so this is our first and probably the most important distinctions, because like the others, like quite a few of them, they just have the concept, they have the idea how that will work, how their product will work, and they're raising like a lot of cash just to test this assumption, to test this hypothesis, and we're thinking that it's a very, very expensive like actual way to test. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But what's another hello?
Yep. There's a bad Wi-Fi on your end, but no worries.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah. So let's go on. So there are two main groups of competitors as well, and the ones that we're usually mixed up with are someone who are running the B2C model. They have like what they're usually doing is that they're attaching to their marketplace or to their app, to their mobile app. They're connecting the affiliated networks and partner networks that are paying in fiat for making of the purchases. So this is the model that now exists already, and quite a few different businesses actually succeed in it. And they're connecting somebody like ClickBooth or MixBounty or Admitted, like affiliated networks, that are paying to them the cash for the traffic that they brought. And then they're exchanging this cash into cryptocurrency and giving this cryptocurrency to their traffic pretty much. But this is a B2C model, and this is a marketplace model actually, because so if you can attract the traffic cheaper than these guys, than the affiliated networks or the merchants to where you send this traffic, then you will make the money off of it. But if you can't, then you will be losing the money. And it's actually the problem with that is that it's very hard to predict whether or not you will be excellent in the attraction of the traffic. You need to spend a lot of money on user acquisition, and your users, they are not paying off from the first transaction because their average check is very low, so their lifetime value is unpredictable. So that's why we're thinking that this business model is pretty unsecure. And besides, in our products, we will have the marketplace, of course, for these kinds of guys, and for the deals. Yeah, so the customer will be able to look for the deals and to purchase it and to get remunerated in cryptocurrency. But just to build the entire platform or the entire project on just this model is pretty risky, as we think.
Right.
And so the other types of guys, they're really trying to build the tools, the real tools for the merchants. But most of them are targeting the offline commerce, which is much larger space, which is 10 times larger than e-commerce now. But we think that it's very hard to scale there. And we're also, of course, we're looking at the offline market, and we would want to do quite a lot of different things in it. But we think that the sweet spot is the e-commerce business.
Right.
It's still very large, and it grows very rapidly. So this is one of the markets that probably it grows double-digit percentages each year, and now it's only globally it's 7%. E-commerce is 7% from the total retail market. So that's why there's quite a lot of runway for growth, and the market also is quite huge.
Right, right. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Alex. That was great knowledge to know. Okay. So one thing that I'm wondering about,
Yeah.
it's what is the roadmap for BitRewards in terms of expanding your merchant database? Like, and I'm also thinking, is there a limit to how many merchants that can be housed in your platform? I mean, there should be a limit. I mean, I'm not thinking, I'm not too sure about the tech side, right? I'm just thinking, is there a limit to how many merchants can be based on how much the network can take? Yeah.
Ah, well, so let me start with the roadmap, right?
Yep.
So it's actually like we're already implementing the payment in the cryptocurrency. So as soon as we can generating events is done, so we will already be connecting the first merchants, and we're already working on it, so that they will be remunerating their users with cryptocurrency.
Right.
And as to the number of merchants, there's going to be like no limitations, of course. So we will be happy if we will have the line of them who are like queuing to be connected. And of course, we will like expand if we have such a demand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like ideally, of course, we want to become the like the standard of the rewards and loyalty systems, because like it's going to be the platform which like a lot of merchants, like when they're using the single platform and when they understand what's in it, how it processes, how the settlements are going, how the transactions are going, then it's going to be much easier to communicate between the merchants, and also to conduct some kind of partnerships and joint ventures for their loyalty programs, and like maybe to organize for non-competing businesses and some coalitions. And of course, for the users, it's going to be much simpler to understand how it should work. So there's probably going to be the standardization of the rewards and loyalty, and like we're thinking that now we're in the middle of the revolution, like literally, because in a couple of years, all the rewards and like points and rewards and store credits, they will all go to the blockchain because it's the most organic application of the blockchain. The services and the businesses, they're now like implementing their own coins pretty much in quite a few cases, like in quite a big percentage of the cases, for the remuneration of the users inside of their ecosystems.
Right.
So that's why we're thinking that the more demand, the better.
Sounds good. Okay. So one other questions that I have is, okay, so the AI-based recommendation, how does that work? Like based on whatever that's happening, like are the collection of data just to empower the merchants, and how does that work?
Yeah, and this is actually another thing that we're thinking will be super useful, and which is unaffordable and like inaccessible pretty much for the small medium-sized businesses. Is it's like there's a regular saying by Tim Draper, I believe, that like the blockchain allows to bank the unbanked and to insure the uninsured, but now it's the provision of the rewards and loyalty to those who couldn't afford it before. Like meaning that like actually it's for Amazon, it's cool, yeah. So their conversion rates are immense. So they have, like, for Amazon Prime members, the conversion rate is 74%. It's like, it's a joke. Like 3 out of 4 people who are coming to Amazon website buy. It's a huge number, you know. And like for non-Prime members, it's still 13%. And like for small and medium-sized businesses, the conversions are super low. It's just like 1%, like just barely above 1%, because they are not using the proper tools, and they're not using, like, in particular, they're not using the AI because they just like can do that. They're not even using the simple loyalty programs, right?
Yep.
And with us, since we're collecting a lot of data, so for now we just can already predict, like we just know, right? Because we've done quite a few use cases with different merchants, and we know that when someone new is coming, we know what will work for them, what kind of settings, what kind of like adjustments and features will work for them, and we can already recommend it. And the more data that we collect, the larger this analysis process and the information processing is going to be working for us, and the deeper we will go down that hole. And on the basis of this collected information from many different merchants and from their users, we will be able to predict what kind of remuneration to use in what particular moment of time, from what traffic, from what traffic channel, for which user demographic and social graph, and at which time of day, and for which location, and at what time, you know. So that's why we think so that for the small and medium-sized businesses, for now, the data analysis for them just doesn't work because they don't have enough data.
Right.
And that's why it's accessible only for the giant corporations. But here, in this way, we will be able to collect this metadata, analyze it, and apply it for these small merchants. Besides that, it's all going to be also we want to be giving this data totally anonymously, so that it belongs to these merchants and it belongs to these users, so that virtual self is not decoupled from the user.
Right. Okay. So thank you for sharing, Alex. So one last question that I have for you today is, what are the dates to note, or is there anything that you want to share about BitReward that haven't been talked about yet? Yeah, any dates to note with regards to BitRewards?
Yeah, so we're in the middle of the ICO actually here.
Yep.
So we've reached our target on the soft cap of $3 million during our pre-sale, and ICO goes pretty well. So we have more than 4,000 token buyers now, to whom we're super appreciative and very grateful for their trust and support. And we have a very strong community also, who we respect a lot, and we're just humbled to have that many people. And there are the irrevocable actually part of the BitRewards ecosystem. So we just encourage everybody just to go to our website and read about us, go through our white paper, and which is we think pretty interesting, and gives a lot of concepts into how the loyalty and reward systems are going to be expanding in the future. And so if you just want to know, also get on our website and learn how to do it and share it with us. We're always communicating on our Telegram group, so also join it and shoot us up.
All right.
Speak with us.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alex. I know it's been a long day for you and you're flying off again tomorrow, but thank you. And I really appreciate your time here with us on Crypto Grinders. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you. Thank you, Alex. For those who like
Thanks,
to
Andy. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks
no problem.
for having me.
All right. So for guys,
thanks
if you
very
want
much.
to know more about BitRewards, it's all embedded on the links below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any question with regards to BitReward project. All right. Okay. Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much for your time. Can I say again?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Andy. Yeah.
Okay.
Take care, man.
Take care, Alex.
Yeah. Okay.